So, starting this one with a little bit of downer news, as I'm sure everyone knows.
Who died?
What?
Who died?
Steve Ditko.
Oh.
Yeah, comic book legend and co-creator of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Died at 90.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Still.
You know Stan Lee's next.
Oh, yeah.
Don't talk. I mean, fuck. I'm surprised Stanley didn't go whenever his wife went, though, honestly. Like, because heartbreak is a hell of a drug.
He had too many cutscenes he had to shoot to die.
They filmed them all early.
Yeah, I know. That's why. He was too busy doing that.
So really, Stanley's probably already dead.
Man,
But
We could only hope.
know.
that was a sad day, I bet, for Stan Lee, going around to film all those different one spots for the movies he might not be around for.
Look, man, you're getting old.
I bet a lot of them are just like, unless they actually feature the title character, a lot of them are just like, here's this idea, let's just do this one thing, we'll figure out a movie to put it in somewhere down the line.
The one in The Guardians 2 is so crazy.
Yeah.
What was the one in the... Oh, fuck. It's one of the... I think maybe... Was it Black Panther? That he just had, like, a billboard on the wall?
I still haven't
It
seen.
was just
I
like
haven't seen it.
he was a mural on the wall of, like, Oakland. Like, they were going down to Oakland, and there was a mural painting on top of a building, and it was
Well,
a
that's
picture
cool.
of Stanley's face. And I thought that was a solid.
Let's not make the mistake of history and whitewash over Ditko and Kirby and talk about Stan Lee too much.
That is a good point. Yeah, we were definitely like...
Everybody knows Stan Lee created Spider-Man.
Stan Lee.
There was no other comic book writers around.
Right. It's not like the artists like play a major role in actually telling the story in comic books.
Yeah, it's like saying the writers actually create the content. That we watch.
Right.
Crazy. Who the fuck's Nicolosi? Anyway, that's all. That's sad though. That's awesome. That is really sad.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the classic villains here, as it lists here, Octopus, Vulture, Electro, Scorpion, Kraven the Hunter, Lizard, Mysterio, Sandman, and of course the Green Goblin.
So like all of Spider-Man.
All the really aesthetic
All,
ones.
all other pillars of Spider-Man continuity created by Ditko include Aunt May, J. Jonah Jameson, Flash Thompson, Betty Brant, Harry Osborn, and Mary Jane.
So basically,
All the important shit.
Stanley wasn't around. He was just like, hey, it would be really cool.
He was just like, yeah, like, hey, I want Spider-Man to fight this guy in New York, and he loses his web shooter halfway through the fight. Can you make that happen?
Yeah,
It's like, sure, and I'm just gonna put all this other stuff in here about like his family and other stuff. Not to diminish Stan Lee's contribution, but in the same way with Bob Kane with Batman, it should be noted that there are other people that are as equal, if not more, relevant to the history of these characters. And it's sad when any of them goes. It'll be sad when Stan Lee dies, of course, and it's sad to see Steve Ditko go. So condolences to his family, and rest in peace, and thank you for contributing to the conversation we have every week. You've definitely made an impact in our lives and many around the world, so thank you. And with that, let's get on to Fandom Nonsense. And in honor of Steve Ditko's memory, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse adds Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir.
What?
That's a little uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
What?
I feel uncomfortable. I don't know
I'm
why.
just trying to feel how I feel about this movie. That's sweet.
That's odd, cause like he's playing Superman. Man,
Is that real?
He's getting his career back. You knew that, right? What? Nicolas Cage is playing Superman in the Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Oh yeah, he is.
He finally got his way.
He was at in the show too. Whenever they did the
Nicolas Cage is.
Was he playing Superman in the show?
or unless he didn't talk at all.
I don't know.
In what show?
In Teen Titans Go.
Nicolas Cage will lend his voice in another animated superhero movie this year, taking on the role of Spider-Man Noir for the upcoming Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
God, I just keep seeing, like, Peter Parker and Miles Morales, like, just walking through the Spider-Verse, I guess.
That'd be like.
All right, Spidey.
Because Peter
We're
Parker.
gonna steal the Declaration of
Yeah,
Independence.
right.
Peter Parker looks like Nicolas Cage in this movie to me, like a little bit.
Right. You cut to fucking Spider-Man Noir. He's just like, oh, the bees! They're in my mouth!
Right. Spider-Man Noir is one of the many Spider-Men that has been introduced from across the multiverse. In this particular universe, Spider-Man Noir is a version of Peter Parker being raised during the Great Depression era. Still an investigative reporter who gets his superpowers from a spider, this version of Spider-Man comes armed with a gun. So this confirms, as I figured, that we'll be getting multiple versions of Peter Parker.
Not different Spider-Man in particular.
So-
We'll get all the Shattered Dimensions.
Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
Punisher, Spidey.
No, what?
It can be done.
That's what it sounded like.
Ghost Rider Spidey.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just-
yeah,
it's not
but
gonna
Ghost
be-
Rider didn't have a fucking gun. He had a chain.
I feel like this is going to be more of like a
Yeah,
showcase
shotgun.
than like
Did he
a
Ghost Rider use a shotgun?
Did he have a
movie
shotgun?
type thing.
Wait, what?
He did?
Double barrel.
Okay,
I feel like
well,
this,
then, yeah,
this
it's
will
like
feel
Ghost
more
Rider
like a
then.
crossover than a.
This is going to be filmed like a train
Where he
wreck.
just drives a.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He just
Alright.
drives a really fast car, and he's like, "All right, this is the plan. We got 60 seconds. Go."
Gone in 16 or. No, yeah, it sounds to me like it's gonna be Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, but with more of a more developed story, a more unfolding story. Like, because like in that one, it was like in the game, it was focusing on each particular Spider-Man in their own dimension,
Right.
Not the meeting
Right.
in the focusing on a common enemy type thing that they're probably gonna go through.
What's the comic line? there's a classic Spider-Man storyline that's based off
I
of.
thought that it was still called Shattered.
It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be. I think you're probably right. But where like all the different multiverse Spider-Man come in, it falls apart really, really badly at the end.
Oh, just the writing of it.
Yeah,
I thought you just meant like the story was.
and just how it pulls it all together.
garbage.
They pull a lot of punches. They retcon a lot of things.
Oh man.
That sounds like.
And I worry it's hard enough to pull that off. And even in a comic book where you have all that space and endless continuity ability to fucking fix anything, they still couldn't pull that off in a 2-hour movie from Sony Animation about Spider-Man?
Oh man.
Lord.
This is gonna be a bad time.
Maybe.
I'm interested in the art direction.
I have...
Yeah.
No, oh yeah, of course, but that's not enough to hold. Like that's enough to hold a 20-minute episode, maybe, but that's not enough to hold a whole movie.
Oh.
Now, I do have more hope in Spider-Verse than I would say I do in Venom or any other Spider-Man property coming from Sony.
I saw a Smasher fan trailer that was of Venom that had Tom Holland in it. It was literally just 2 scenes of Tom Holland. In the beginning, he does this, like his spider sense is going nuts. You see all the Venom trailer. And then at the end of it, you see like Tom Hardy like look to his left, and Tom Holland like ready up, and that was it. That was all Tom Holland was in it, but I was already like such a better movie. Like just that little inkling in the trailer was so much better than anything that I've seen so far.
Right. God, wouldn't it be nice to see Marvel get a hold of Venom and Spider-Man for a conflict? Because goddamn.
That'd be lovely. I'd
Right.
watch shit out of that.
See, now this might be a flaw with Marvel. Like Spider-Man especially is probably the one that I think this shows with. Spider-Man has such a rich rogues gallery that's unique to him that doesn't really work in a larger scale.
Right.
Because no one is threatened by the Green Goblin or Mysterio but Spider-Man.
Right.
You know, like he's and really Peter shouldn't be, but just because I think of where he is in the totem pole, those like you don't see Spider-Man going up against Thanos or Galactus on his own. But
Yeah.
there's so many
Until he gets chosen by Captain Universe.
right.
But, you know, that's not really Spider-Man anymore. It's just
Right.
like, he's a vessel.
But I hope that we still get if Marvel does have like free reign of Spider-Man, I hope we get like as rich of a Spider-Man universe in Marvel as we would get if it didn't have to serve the larger picture. You know what I mean? Like because we only get so many Spider-Man movies. We can only branch out so far
Right.
because we have to. It all has to fit within the larger picture of
Right.
the MCU.
Yeah. Which
Which is why I wonder if we're going to, like, how the Sinister Six will play out. If we'll just get that kind of like teased, or if that could be hopefully a team up movie with Spider-Man as the focus. If we did that, but
that'd be cool.
I feel like that's about as probably far out as we would get. Like, I don't think we would get things like the Shattered Dimensions and maybe the symbiotes, but I don't know. I just wonder, because like the Iron Man and the Captain America stories and things like that have all stayed, with the exception of Thor, pretty close to like the main plot line. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, they haven't like branched out into like their own thing as
Right.
much. And Spider-Man could, Thor has, but Thor has always kind of stayed in its own bubble for the most part.
Right, because of
Solid
Yeah.
universe.
the connection to
Yeah.
Norse mythology basically writes itself. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's already written.
It exists. I was looking for the Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions facts. I remember them releasing Shattered Dimensions kind of like after Shattered Dimensions came out,
Right.
but I couldn't find what the initial comic was called in such short time. But no, I think it might have been a Spider-Man 2099 comic issue that dealt with that whole paradoxical thing.
It was a long run of them trying to fix the whole
Amazing Tree.
the whole like Ben Riley coming, like, it's really fucking convoluted, and I'm also high, so I don't really I can't really piece it all together right now. Comics are fucking convoluted, and
Yeah, they're usually pretty messy, especially if different writers.
Like if I was going
brains.
to try to explain the plot of New 52, my brain would explode.
okay.
New fit. Oh shit! I know Pacifist Superman. Clark, whatever. His name is. Yep, I already forgot.
Right, see.
His name's whatever.
Let's not dive into that rabbit hole. It's too much.
Cal Valzad, is that his name? Is?
Oh,
Black
yeah,
Superman. He's a
right.
pacifist. That's pretty dope.
That was cool. But
But yeah.
So I'm hesitant to do it to say so myself, because of the lack of Fantastic Four and X-Men, mainly Fantastic Four and the origins of the MCU. But I heard a good argument to simplify it. The MCU is prime, and everything else is off of that. Like, that is those are the actual events that happened, and everything else are stories based off of those events or extrapolated from there.
Like,
so that
keeping
as far as what's the, like, as far as like arguing like canon everything, no, just since there's so many different derivatives of comics and everything, movies are prime, movies are like your base canon,
Yeah.
and the comics are like are the stories on the legends of those events. Movies are documentation. Yeah. And like I say, I'm hesitant of that because of some of the changes that are made in the foundation of the MCU.
Yeah.
But for the most part, as far as character portrayals and everything, I could go along with that, actually.
Like trying to get rid of Tony Stark's alcoholism and replace it with the idea of him having a power problem. You know, where
Right.
he's always got to feel like he's doing something to be the one. in
Drunk
charge,
Iron
but
Man
not
just
charge.
slamming through shit.
Yeah, like
I'm here to save the day.
that's cool because it's like Tony Stark, you're fucking everything up. Why? Because you're like running around pretending like all that matters is peace, love, and the American way. When you've got Captain America over here, who's all about peace, love, and the American way, being like, fuck off and grow a beard and become who I was in the comics. But it's all like kind of misplaced, but it all fits really well together. Which, if they wanted to do like, this is kind of an offshoot, but if they wanted to do another Fantastic Four movie, it's so easy to just be like, Doctor Doom already exists in the universe, and he's out to get some vibranium, and so he's like in Wakanda, like Fantastic Four. Yeah,
Right.
that's a good interweaving right there. But otherwise, it's pretty solid.
Where you could have like Thanos' presence cause whatever kind of cosmic radiation that would give the Fantastic Four their powers.
There's just an eruption snap from snap.
Oh yeah, maybe like some sort of residue from that.
Yeah, like somebody was doing something and radiation exploded and then it went, yeah.
Or like their ship was passing Thanos' ship, and when he did one of those like reality bends or whatever.
It just kind of affected them too.
Yeah,
'Cause they didn't
it's like
have control over it.
latent power cosmic and the.
Right.
Discharge.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested though. I want to see Spider-Man. I want to see Spider-Man come in. I want to see Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, and I want to see Venom show up. And
Yeah, I want to see Venom. I want to see the new
Alright.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's still a thing.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Like, Venom's cool. So cool.
Carnage is cooler.
Carnage is cooler.
Cooler than Freezer.
Are they really good characters? Especially Carnage. Like, no, Carnage is not a good character. Like, he's cool, but there's really no there's no depth or anything there. He's a serial killer with a fucking demon fucking alien parasite in him.
Yeah.
Like,
Serial killer who gets the ability to keep on the serial killer.
Yeah.
right. Like,
He works more as like a plot point than an in-depth character.
right.
No, Deadpool vs. Carnage was a good read, man.
For
Like,
sure.
It's a solid comic.
That is a really good
Found
one.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of Spider-Man's characters are based off of like animals, right? And like things that a spider would fight, except for like a rhino.
I don't know if that's necessarily the
But
case.
like, well, you got like rhino, scorpion, vulture,
Goblin.
prowler.
There's definitely a lot of.
I
there's
think
thematic
that's
things,
right.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But and then you get to the point of like Mysterio.
I think that's a whole New York jungle kind of
Yeah, I think,
vibe thing going on.
Yeah.
and that's why Mysterio makes it like odd, right? Mysterio's like kind of a weird character. He's a cool character.
Doesn't Wolverine and Spider-Man get into it?
Yeah, a couple of times, and
Yeah.
they even in Shattered Dimensions they get into it. So that'd be.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't.
That's technically another animal.
Yeah, that's true. That is another animal. But to see Mysterio this time around, man, is gonna be super cool because everything, Mysterio back in the
That's a shocker. What
Spectacular
animal is
Spider-Man or
shocker?
whatever, he was like he did the VR VFX for like making dinosaurs and stuff, right? So he was able to like project these images.
Right.
But now now we're in a world where like 3D rendering is.
Yeah, I wonder how crazy his.
That's what I was wondering about. Yeah, dude, because this
Oh, yeah.
could get super insane.
Have you seen Incredibles 2?
No.
Shit.
No.
So good.
Right, but can I?
If you can edge around it, you can tiptoe around it, that's fine.
There is a character that
Wow.
that has the ability to.
The mind control one?
Well, it's more like illusion hypnotism.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Right.
So you've seen the movie?
No.
Well, now he feels like he has. But here's the thing: what they did with her, with that, was cool.
Heracles.
It was really flashy.
Haircross?
Right.
So I had a hard time looking at that. I thought it was gonna be like that.
Well, yeah. I remember they have a fucking warning at the beginning of the movie. It's like, hey, if you have epilepsy,
Can't
calm
watch.
down.
Don't watch this movie.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, no, I'm saying they could do something like they
Calm
did
down.
with that character in Incredibles 2. You know what I'm talking about?
Sorry that we don't.
Spoiler alert. I mean, post-spoiler alert.
That's not a.
We didn't really spoil anything.
Hey man, there's a character in that movie to expect that's over the top with his hypnotism, and I might have an epileptic fit.
Right, but that's not a spoiler, bro.
And it is a spoiler.
Wait,
I was waiting for the movie to tell me.
go watch it.
I will.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I also wanted to go see Skyscraper.
Yeah. You mean?
Right.
You mean Die Hard?
Yeah, Die Hard
Yeah.
not on Christmas.
Die Hardest.
That movie looks...
Hard with a fake leg.
Die Hard with, like, in LA, they have... they have a
WWW
showing,
Die Hard.
And they have all of the different shirts that The Rock wore throughout that movie in there, and it's like, you can see it go from, like, white to, like, dirtier and then bloodier. And it's like,
Okay.
super cool.
What?
Did you know that Legendary Pictures is producing a live-action Gundam film?
I knew that. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that revealed.
That's odd.
Yeah,
That is weird. Because Legendary, did they do Hellboy?
I think so.
Didn't they do
Yes.
fucking
Yes, they did.
Pacific Rim?
Yes.
Was that them?
They also did
They might
the
do a good
Arkham
job.
series. No, not the Arkham. The
Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight series, didn't they?
I'm pretty sure they had some contribution to the Dark Knight. but that's odd. It like makes me feel like
That's gonna be awesome.
it could
man.
Computer.
do a good job.
If it's the Pacific Rim people, that's perfect.
Computer.
It'll be like a Pacific Rim movie where you actually give a shit about the characters and it's
Yeah.
not just whoa.
As long as they don't- have you ever seen the show Mob Psycho 100?
Sounds familiar.
Computer, have you ever seen Mob Psycho 100?
Yes. Super fond of it.
Never mind.
Cancer.
Computer. Tell me about Legendary Pictures.
Must be killing it.
Gone with the Wind is one of my favorites.
Is that a legendary picture movie?
No, but it's a legendary movie.
Oh fuck.
Computer.
We broke her.
Yeah, she's dead, guys.
Remember here earlier?
Yeah, no, she's been silent ever since.
What?
No, here I'll Google. Legendary.
You don't know that.
She didn't say that.
No.
Computer. Tell me about Legendary Pictures.
Tell me more.
That's,
Tell me more.
Did she put up a fight?
I love that college humor video.
Right.
Like, whoa! They did Kong Skull Island, Warcraft, Godzilla, Pacific Rim, Jurassic World, Uprising, The Great Wall, The Dark Knight. So pretty much everything we named was correct.
Crazy ass action movies.
So yeah, crazy ass action movies with like giant fucking robots. So like it seems good.
Legendary Entertainment.
It's okay. You don't.
Yeah.
It's probably the Wi-Fi.
What's
It's an
going
American
on?
media
Wi-Fi.
company based in Burbank,
Probably the Wi-Fi.
California. It was founded by Thomas Tull in 2000 and in 2005 concluded an agreement to co-produce and co-finance films with Warner Brothers and Universal. So that's all right. So like I said, I'm interested in it. Did you watch? Have you ever seen the anime Mob Psycho?
No.
It's about a kid who's a psychic. It's one of my favorite animes. Super kind of shonen.
Right. Is that
By the way, Jump Force announced Bleach characters.
Yeah,
Cool.
those dope too. I don't know. I'm worried about Jump Force because it's one of them brawlers. It's like tight area, like Pokken tournament was, but it's gonna be like.
I feel like it's gonna be open area and
They got that
flying.
new Naruto
fucking
though.
Pokken tournament bugged the shit out of me.
Oh, me too, man.
I paid full price for that game and I was like, this is not
Me too.
worth.
And controllers, bro.
Right.
And the little controllers that came with like those little fighting sticks, garbage, you capaz you.
Right.
No, but what I was saying is
Right.
Mob Psycho just got a remake too. So they've had like Bleach, Mob Psycho, 2 different versions of Death Note, and like all these different animes being produced to where they like on Netflix and stuff. And like so they redid Mob Psycho, made a movie out of it, put it on Netflix.
Right.
And I keep seeing that it's like a running trend. It's like
Yeah.
all of these animes are going to turn to movies now. Like
Right.
Gundam, did they specify which Gundam? Like original series?
No, it just says Gundam.
Yeah.
If it's
Like-
original
it's-
series, that'd
If
be
it's
tight.
G Gundam,
That'd be
that's
cool.
basically Pacific Rim.
Right, because they're in the space with the yeah.
Totally sold on.
That's some
Right.
really good fight scenes in that shit too.
Right, I really love the simplicity of their like fight rooms and that too.
Yeah,
like
it's
in
just
Pacific
the-
Rim, there's a ton of shit going on, but like in Gundam,
Does
it's like
it
really
ever kind
sleek
of remind
and
you of like watching an episode of
dramatic.
Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, I watched it after that.
Because
Definitely.
like the fight would just last for like 5 episodes.
Takes
yeah.
just all my anger and all of my
Right.
sorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spirit soar.
Dragon Ball Z probably reminds you of Gundam because Gundam is old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
is.
wish we watched first though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Gundam came out in like 90, 91 or 80, 88.
80 something, 70 something, maybe.
Yeah, 70.
What, 70
Yeah,
something?
original
Damn, really?
Gundam is old. Shit,
Yeah.
Dragon Ball's old. as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
Dragon Ball was like 86, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Was the original.
83 to 86, something like
It's like there are some super old Lupin movies,
that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that jam, dude.
right?
Oh, God. That Astro Boy. Man.
Classic.
Don't.
Man, what do you call that era of anime?
Whoa.
There's a word for it that I can't remember. Oh, what the fuck is that? That show about the 7 or the like
Deadly Sins.
there's septuplets or octuplets, and it's like a
What happened to
comedy sketch show in anime.
79.
It's fucking crazy.
First episode.
Fuck, what is it called? 79 was the first
79.
episode? God damn.
Wow.
Cyborg 009.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Nice. Such a good. I owned every manga of that before my
Really?
brother
Of what?
Of Cyborg 009. It's like the dude straight up gets kidnapped.
Right.
Turned into a cyborg and it works for them. And
Right.
It's like,
They break out of that shit.
yeah, this shit was super dope, man.
The creator of that
And the baby.
went on to create Tokusatsu and Sentai.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
6%. I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's
That
so
is
cool,
cool.
man. Now, what else was I reading at that point, or watching or reading at that point in time? Something else is coming to mind. Oh no, maybe it was just Yu Yu Hakusho. Because I was thinking about the baby, and all I could see is the king. The
Right. What was that harem anime about the?
Tenchi Muyo.
Yep.
Boom.
Goddamn.
The only harem of that generation, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
fucking what's
That
her name? Reed.
I remember having weird feelings for that show.
Oh yeah, dude, her name started with an R. Let's say it was like.
Oh yeah, she was like a cat
Rico or
cat bitch.
Yeah, and
You know.
she had a little rabbit friend with
Right.
her and turned into a spaceship.
Right, and she was
Yo.
always down to fight.
Tenchi
Like,
Muyo still is making like different stuff, like Tenchi like Zero or some shit like that, like all these different shows. It's crazy. And then of course you have Rurouni Kenshin, which
Right.
is the
Of course.
solidifier.
Yeah, everything's kind of under wraps. Like,
I'm sure
yeah,
it's gonna be all whitewashed. Maybe one Asian guy,
yeah, probably.
just one Asian guy.
Well, Full Metal Alchemist came out, and that was all Asian people.
Yeah, but that was also a Japanese make though.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's the same thing with Psycho 100. It's all Japanese.
Right.
Bleach, but they made that one Death Note movie.
Apparently, San Diego Comic Con is getting to see some like never before seen
Of G.
footage of Super for the new movie.
Oh, please. Hey, I don't think you're watching this, but if you do, I really hope that you just
It's
take
gonna
your
be
camera out.
July 19th,
Shit like that. Yeah, we're definitely getting some leaked footage.
oh yeah, definitely.
hopefully.
No, hopefully, too. They did it
The voice actors of Goku and Vegeta are going to be there. There's going to be
English,
some memorable.
English voice actors. So
Yes.
Sean Schemmel.
Yeah, and Christopher Sabat. There might be new materials from the movie, surprise appearances.
I mean, it's really dope. I mean,
But
fuck, Rooster Teeth just, announced all that shit for Genlock at Anime Con.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Which was super cool, too, Oh, man, and I'm so excited. We'll get to that.
oh yeah,
There's a
that's
lot
coming up soon.
A lot of hype there.
Oh yeah. And Disney makes a stunning and surprising move, casting Kerry Russell in Star Wars Episode 9.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yet-
know. I can't remember what she's been in.
Impossible 3.
Yeah, Felicity is one of the one she's most known for.
What?
You watched Mission Impossible 3?
I love Mission Impossible.
3?
All of them.
But 3, though.
What about it?
And Dawn of the
And 1 and 2 were
Dawn of the
alright.
Planet of the Apes.
She was in August Rush as well. She was in that episode
The
of
title of
Scrubs.
that.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
She was JD's, thinking about
Yeah, it was his other girlfriend.
Yeah.
It was his other girlfriend from the other hospital, wasn't it?
No, she's
Oh, no, yeah, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Still.
All girl.
What?
Now was it two girls and a guy or a devil's threesome? All girl. Damn!
I love Turk so much. Pow! No, that's really weird. And it's that's kind of a weird move, especially to be so late into the game.
Yeah. And I mean that's a
She was in Seventh Heaven as well.
Yeah, she was. She was older sister, wasn't
Yeah.
she?
What?
Yeah, she was. Seventh
She was in
Heaven.
Seventh Heaven.
Nope.
Was she not?
That was Jessica Biel.
Oh, no, he's right.
You totally agreed with him and everything.
I did. But it's
Trusted
framed in the
Aaron.
face.
You
She's got that
trusted
jaw.
Aaron.
She's
Right.
got that jaw. Jessica Biel got that jaw.
like Jessica Biel is.
Mindlessly agree sometimes. Yeah,
Finger guns.
They call it YouTube stars.
Of course, little is known about her role in the film, but the outlet notes that it will call for action-heavy fight scenes. The actress recently finished production on the final season of Affects the Americans and her other recent credits, including Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and Dark Skies.
So they're gonna bring her in and be like, "This is actually Luke Skywalker. This is because in a lot of the books, Han had twins, right? And so he's about to come out and be like, "Oh, I'm the sister," and I'm Carrie Fisher's character now, type shit, and have all the Jedi powers and shit, and work together, and it's gonna be all girl power against the fanboys.
Wow.
No.
What? What are you doing?
I'm painting a picture for you. Now imagine this. I can't remember his name. The bad guy.
Kylo Ren.
Fuck, why can't I remember his name?
Kylo Ren.
Tyler Rune. Tyler Rune is gonna be like
Tyler Durden.
Tyler Durden is the bad guy, right? And he's going up against whatever her name is too.
You find out they're the same person.
Nah, he's got
Rainn
a sister.
Wilson.
Ray has a sister, or Kylo has a sister, and she's also a Force user. And then, but her and Ray work together to defeat Kylo because they got the magic in them.
They got the touch.
They got the power.
When the hell's breaking loose?
She has a sister?
Kylo has a sister.
He has a sister.
Yeah, Kylo has a sister, and her and Ray work together.
Can we stop doing the
Yeah, please.
the surprise family member
Yeah.
shit?
Hey,
That's
man.
not.
No.
It's not a good writing
Like,
technique. Just be like,
I'm-
by the way.
You had a sister you didn't know about. They had baby
The-
when she was young.
I mean, that happened. I mean,
Guess what? It's
happened to
Ray.
Luke and Leia. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Can we back the fuck off with that?
Yeah.
do it again.
No, don't.
Back.
Do it the one time and you're fine.
What happened to Dad? I killed him.
I was actually like totally on the Rey Skywalker train. I was like, that's the only way it can make sense. It's a Skywalker trilogy. It can't be Ben. He's a Solo. But once I had to like deal with like, okay, well she is nothing. She's a nobody. So
Right.
Ben is the actual successor.
Right.
Okay, so that's like, I don't know. It's just kind of a really soap. And I think that's part of.
Soap opera.
Yeah, it's definitely soap opera, but I think that's part of the problem that people have with these movies is the sequels are, because they're postmodern, they're more of a sober look
Right.
on these legends. Like the Skywalker name ends most likely with Ben Solo probably either dying in a like redemptive sacrifice or getting killed at the end. Like, you know, like this big heroic legendary name lasts for all of 60 years and it just dies and it just fades into history.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's what happened to all my.
Runs out of sky to walk on.
That's how an opera goes.
Yeah, and like that's like,
That was poetic.
and this is actually something I've been thinking about for a while, but I haven't really had a chance to bring up because there hasn't really been anything like Star Wars to discuss. But if like, try to imagine that you watched the prequel trilogy
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
and followed Obi-Wan's character throughout, and then
That would have been tragic as fuck.
it would be very tragic.
And then to see.
And then you see Obi-Wan in episode 4. Now, you may be seeing where I'm going with this. Would you be disappointed with the
I
way
think he went out.
he went out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, would you now you can understand like the tragedy of heroes and everything,
Right.
but like obviously if you saw Obi-Wan as that heroic character he's portrayed as in the prequels, to see him go out
Like-
with barely a fight,
Like a bitch, you might say.
like a total bitch. Yeah.
I would become more powerful than ever.
Okay, so
Just like a bitch would say.
so you see where I'm going
Yeah.
with this.
World star.
Right.
Though it would be interesting though to see a time skip in episode 9. Would you feel interested in that? To see the rebellion of growing back to what its cause was, to see some of these newer kids learning the ways of the Force and growing up.
I want to see all that side of it in side things. I'm fine with the time skip, but I hope we don't get
We should just get another
A
animated
bunch of new
series.
characters, like a bunch of
Yeah.
fill-in characters,
Right.
To find out this one's a Force user.
Right,
I
like-
would like to see that she has grown and started her own mindset school, but I don't want to get invested in any of them.
right.
I want this still to be focused on Rey.
I also feel like Rey needs to complete her journey
Yeah.
in these movies before she like begins to teach and pass on her knowledge and like get
Make an
bogged
animated
down with all the
series
things that Luke got bogged down with,
Of
and
her
how
like being like an old
that
old
character
woman.
can only exist on a pedestal.
Right.
Like, which is basically what I'm arguing. Like, if you look at it from the same perspective, like, that's what happens to heroes in legends. They get old and they
Die like bitches.
they fail. Yeah, like that's basically
But it's
like
more interesting to see them fail than to give up.
right.
You know what I mean? Like Han. And it's kind of a bitch move that how he went out like, come on, son, give me a hug.
But the thing
A
is,
little stabbing.
like,
Well,
It's a perfect hug.
that
some say that he turned on the lightsaber for Kylo.
Yeah.
Some say.
but giving up is the failure.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Obi-Wan just like, well, I can't do anything anymore, so I'm just going to go hide in this cave until some little kid like this guy just come
Right.
find me
You
and
wanna live
Well, I
find
think
his sister.
I think the
I'll lie to him
dying-
for a few years.
Yeah, the giving up was his failure, but I think the redemption was him dying that way because
Oh
he
yeah,
knew.
and of course the redemption wasn't dying that way for Luke as well.
Right.
Like, of course Luke failed and everything. That's
Right.
not.
That's
but-
the Jedi way. It's like you do some really badass shit up until a point, and then you fuck up, and you fuck off, and then you come back and you do some cool stuff, and then you
I
die.
mean, I wouldn't say like cool. Obi-Wan didn't really do some cool shit whenever he came back. He was like, I got a lightsaber.
Well, he passed it on to Luke, and then he was like, "I'll become more powerful as a fucking example to this
They lived on the
motherfucker."
same
Then.
planet. Like, he took care of Luke. Like, he knew exactly who Luke was.
Right, but it was like from afar, guardian angel type shit. How well do you really know
I'd say
something like
guardian
that?
angel. I'd say pedophile, but...
Pedophile angel type shit.
Anyway,
Don't like
the-
that. Sorry, no, that came out wrong.
Touched by an angel got a...
No, angels in the outfield. Not in my little league games.
Anyway, continue, sorry.
And all I'm saying is Last Jedi is still, I still say Last Jedi is great. And
too.
if you have issues with Luke, I understand because it is hard to swallow his character in that movie, but I think that's the point. Like, I think it's the point that it's hard to deal with and digest, like, seeing your hero fall that much and make those kind of mistakes, even though I feel like they're totally in character for Luke to make.
It is hard to swallow his point.
Yeah. Hey, chicka bam bow.
I get what you're saying, though.
No, I know.
Giggity.
You just had to be a child. I know. I do too. Children.
Leo. Angels in the field.
Obi-Wan in the left field.
Obi-Wan in left field. Sitting around looking at Luke like this. You want some boiled milk?
Oh, God.
That's not at all distracting.
No shit, right? You can walk around doing it. Wait, blue milk or that?
Who?
That.
Both.
Yeah, that big pile of blue milk over there.
We'll be back with blue milk.
Say you were dressed like an uncle that stares at his niece for too long.
Wow. People in Hawaii?
Yeah.
They don't.
Tortoises, tourists,
Tortoises? Yeah. Oh, dang.
terrorists.
Tortoises are perverts.
Look at all them
Tortoises
they live for
are
thousands of
perverts.
years. It was like that.
What?
Why do you think kids are
People are-
furries nowadays?
Whoa.
I'm so glad all this is getting cut out.
Why?
Because we're talking about the most weird, perverted shit we possibly could be.
Right. And it's time for the first word.
Now it's on my leg.
There's Aaron.
Hello.
You've been here before.
Yeah, you know Aaron.
Yeah.
Yep, he stares at his knees too long.
I call Mulligan. We're doing it again.
You can slide it again. Was that a turtle fucking down there? Hey.
You're gonna throw this one in grayscale?
Oh,
Like a college chick taking a picture. I'm a photographer.
And a vegan.
So you never watched Chibi, right?
no.
That would
That's
never
the one
happen.
thing I missed.
Puss.
Well,
Okay.
It's really good.
we will strike that from the record.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember Chibi?
I don't remember this latest stuff. I've seen it. I know I've seen it. What happened? Who was it?
Prank war, bro.
Oh, Prank War.
Yeah, it felt like that felt legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, Chibi was solid. I especially like Mercury getting hit by a fireball.
And it's like I hate Mercury so much in the actual show, but I love him in Chibi.
Oh,
That's a lot of characters.
It's because he's a big old butthole. Yeah.
The bad guys are good guys when they're small and tiny and cute as a button.
Right. They're just
True.
little rapscallions just getting in trouble.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
Yep. Wow, that
Yeah,
first word
yeah,
was
Chibi,
really fucking
yeah.
short.
That was the first
Chibi.
Damn.
Chibi good. Yeah.
Well, there's also, of course,
Of course.
Camp.
Camp was Heavy.
great.
Yeah.
It
Was it heavy?
Yeah.
The ending was.
The ending was very heavy.
David keeps getting a lot of realization moments
It does.
Yeah,
every season.
this one didn't hit me as hard as previous Revelation episodes for Camp Camp.
Well, I mean, I
but
think it was ready for it, honestly.
Right, no, it's like, there was a lot of development there for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I felt like this was like really intensely
I
heavy.
didn't feel like
I think-
I felt really good at the end,
Yeah.
especially from Max's perspective,
Yeah.
because he's
Oh,
come into
yeah.
his own. He's like, I
it was
run
a
this shit.
legitimate
Yeah.
I smiled episode.
Right, yeah, for
Like,
sure.
That
That
felt,
I came away being like, yeah,
It was him like
Okay.
saying like these are my people without actually saying it.
Right.
He did it by showing it.
right.
And by saying it,
Yeah.
but we'll get to that in a second. Yeah. But I think it was more of a display of character development for David than like part of his character development. Like, it shows how far he's come in like
yeah, because season 1 he would have
Yeah,
just
he would have crumbled.
yeah, like disappointing. Disappointing Campbell would have just made, like you said, would just made him crumble in the beginning. But
Him going to Super
He-
Guantanamo changed things.
David's just learned through everything that it's, like he said, it's not about like himself or even about Campbell. It's about the kids and everything, like his responsibility. And I don't know, like that's one thing I like about Camp is just it's very episodic and weekly, but just this subtle through line of character development and growth when you see episodes like this to see how far they've come since the beginning. And of course,
Fucking end of season
Max.
2.
Yeah.
Max, that
Oh, yeah.
killed me.
Did you notice that David still called Campbell great in his like little speech at the end?
Great.
If even the great
Yeah.
Cameron Campbell,
I
like
mean, he's still
fucking
up to him. He's like,
yeah,
I can't
right.
believe you would do that to me, man. But and like that's what Max said was like, you honestly feel sympathy for him whenever he was like, you still don't get that, do you? Like,
Yeah.
you don't realize this isn't about you or me. It's about the experience that they have, and that's why he looks up to Campbell so much. Is that he gave him that
he thought
experience.
he projected
thought-
that onto
yeah.
him,
Right.
when really it was something that he had, which is crazy to think about. It's like he turned one of his own strengths into a weakness for someone else.
Yep. And it wasn't exploited though. It was tried.
I mean, it was exploited for most of Davy's life. I mean, or for most of Davy's experience.
Well,
in-
yeah. At the same time,
Camp
though,
Campbell.
Campbell wasn't there for a lot of it, and then he was,
Right.
and then he wasn't again.
But he put him up to something that he didn't have all the information on. And that in itself, I think, is a form of exploitation. It's just, David would have wanted to do that anyway.
Yeah.
But for reasons that were more honest and true to like what he
Yeah.
So
actually wanted to accomplish.
are we seeing like two very different sides of the spectrum of likely abandoned kids in David and Max?
Yes.
Like,
I don't think that
Because-
it's actually at opposite sides of this. I mean, I think that
well, I mean,
Max will grow up to have the same personality as, oh fuck, what's her name? Gwen.
Gwen, yeah.
But will still have that same embellished idea of what camp's supposed to be.
Well,
Because
I mean, like as far as Max's
Cynicism.
cynicism and rebellion and resistance to authority, and David's pleasing nature, like his always trying to, like, you know, like how he is with Campbell and everything. Like, are we seeing a parallel between those two? Like, we haven't seen anything about David's family and like the reason why he
He even came to the
Yeah.
camp in the first
even
place.
came to the camp in the first place and why he clings to Campbell so much. Like, I wonder if there's going to be some kind of parallel there in the future.
I think that there will be.
He probably lacked a father figure and
Yeah.
saw that in Campbell. Or,
Probably.
Again, projected it onto him because he needed it.
Max is this all taking place over the course of like one long summer?
I think so.
Okay, because I wondered that. But Max has that same outlook on David. That's why he won't let anything happen to David. You know?
If that's true, does that mean like the summer or the winter episode is like non-canon? If it's
I
just
don't-
one summer.
I don't
Is
think it.
offshoot like the
I don't-
Christmas special.
I don't
Yeah.
think it took place over Christmas though. I thought it was in
It
the.
was in summer, but they were just doing a Christmas type thing
Yeah.
during summer camp.
There was snow.
I think that was global
Fake.
warming.
I thought it was fake snow. I don't remember.
Now, how can it be snowing if it's global warming? Come on, y'all.
I just touched that fly. Just chilling.
How to make you feel? He was just.
Yeah, just like.
And
Well, he landed on
He was-
Spider-Man.
he was
That's a
napping.
terrible idea.
Yeah. Fly lands on Spider-Man.
And the pink guy gets
The hammer.
the hammer.
It's called this shit.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
yeah. Spoiler.
Yeah.
I love posting spoilers
Man.
on YouTube.
I loved that episode. I liked seeing that little change of like the gods whenever they were like talking
yeah.
about it.
That was such
it
a
went
dope shot.
over it and
That
then it
was-
showed
that
them
was
as
a dope
all AIs and then it went over it again. Like,
So, all in favor that this episode rectified any doubt that we had in the.
I don't know about any doubt, but it made me
Yeah.
feel a lot better
I felt
with it.
much more confident in
Yeah.
watching this
Much,
episode. than-
yeah, much more confident. But any doubt? Any doubt?
I mean,
I still don't know what Doc's up to.
Yeah.
fuck, dude. It took me back to the
Okay.
original series or the original seasons, and then like, you know, with the whole AI thing. I mean, because didn't we talk about that previously? The possibility of them being AIs.
Them being AI is better than them being actual gods. However, let's just talk about the swords. Let's just use that as a basic example. Either they are teleporting these swords across however far across the fucking universe to them, which how are they doing that? Or they are actually like materializing these swords out of nothing.
Yeah, I think they would be.
I think it's a
And B-
elaborate illusion.
I think they're creating it. I mean, it's the same guy.
If it's an illusion, cool. That's
I think that's the whole point of them
that's-
being gods. Is that they're
if that's okay. But if they're actually like able to create the things they are, like how? That's too far beyond the pale
Right.
of like what AI are capable of in
right. Well,
Halo
it might just be
and
like some
RVB.
kind of sorting like mechanism through which you like exploit the materials and like nearby. Like if you had the ability to teleport something short distances and also could deconstruct things on a material basis, then you could foreseeably like just generate things out of thin air.
I want to hear that written.
yeah, you would hear from that.
I want to hear that written in like natural exposition from dialogue or from,
To assume that,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anytime I think of like some grandiose being like being able to just materialize things, I'm like, come on,
Are they
Matter's
materializing?
neither a creator nor destroyed, so come on, he can't actually do that. And maybe if they just sort of like broke it down and transformed.
Like like
That's
alchemy?
my favorite character in my hero.
Oh, that's disappointing.
No, but like these are the same gods that were worshipped by the Covenant, right?
Yeah, it's the Forerunners.
Yeah, and so like that's what they.
These guys are the
That's
Forerunners?
what they viewed.
That's what they seem to be, and like
They're like a pantheon,
Which
yeah.
RVB's Forerunners are slightly varied from Halos and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, like, because these AI units are the same ones that, like, when Church was the AI
Yeah.
head, he was floating eyeball. You know, he was worshipped by them, and I think it's the same notion. Like that's the all being, you know, and that they might actually still be like a staple of.
That's cool.
Right.
Like-
That's why
like
I
the
said
fact
I was
that
like, cool.
Whenever they saw
Oh,
those,
I was definitely like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
after this episode, but it does raise a lot of questions still.
I agree with Nolan that it's probably like you said. I want to hear it.
Of the Forerunners, watch some of the stuff on Netflix they have on the Halo.
Oh, I don't know.
Because
I play
that
Halo.
runs
I don't play.
bro, I have Dr. Housey's journal.
Do you have Guardians?
Yeah.
Halo 5?
I did.
Because I got Halo 5 at the house, so I mean, we only play co-op.
Swag.
Co-op though.
Play some swag.
You can, no, if you have it on PC.
Play some swag.
It's not on PC.
You just gotta do.
Anyway, no, but that's what like you said. I want to see it written, but I think the idea is that they are just materializing it from somewhere else. They're pulling from somewhere because
Right.
you know their father created a fucking time machine, you know, what I
Right.
mean? And that's able to transport matter from when to when, you know, and instead
Well, I think
of
the
just
idea is
where to
that
where.
he was around before
time.
time,
He was time. He's father
Right.
of time.
Right.
Chronos, whatever.
which we might see another fold to that, to where it's just like
He's also an AI that lied to them.
He's
I mean, he
sort
might
of-
also be an AI.
he might be like
that's-
the forerunner to like
he's a
like
giant
thought.
computer.
Yeah,
right?
right.
So
And I'm guessing he's just like running some like
Wait,
source
he created
code.
them? So
He's
are they
been-
like pieces of him?
Yeah,
He
they're like
created them?
fragments of
he created them. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're probably.
It's like the fragments of Alpha.
No, I got hit with that.
Yeah,
same exact
yeah,
thing.
dude.
AI fragments.
Yeah, be careful with that word in this that universe.
Well, they're
That's what-
fragments
Make sure
of
you mean
him.
what you mean when you
Right.
say fragment.
That's
They
the
can
god
fuck up with-
Alpha.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I mean. Like their Chronos is their alpha, and
Oh, when Church water cooled himself and accelerated his CPU to the point where he
Became God
No,
and took over time. That's what happened when the EMP hit.
No, Christ.
Please. Okay, I don't.
You remember the episode of Futurama where Bender water cooled himself?
Yeah.
He starts running
Yeah.
so fast.
All right.
and
Man.
Lucy's himself.
Yeah.
Whenever we were first talking about Griff getting the sword, like, and then we saw everybody
Which
in this
did he
episode.
still have it? At the end?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
still has it.
Okay.
And Caboose kept the club because
Yeah, because it's funny.
Yeah.
But
and then
no,
you said he took a swing. That was good.
the moment that I saw everybody get those swords, first thing I thought it was him from one of the previous
Right,
previous
yeah.
episodes. Just like Griff shouldn't have a sword,
Yeah.
but everybody got a sword. It's like Kickasola's having a stroke.
Not okay. I am not okay about it.
See, that broke it.
Yeah, it's like if everybody gets,
Yeah.
as long as Griff isn't the only one,
Right.
it's cool.
No, as long as it's just
Well,
not
I mean,
funny.
they undid it, and they
Yeah.
were like, they played on the joke of
Right.
like, yeah,
We get sword, everybody gets sword.
right,
Right, everybody's I want a sword. I want his golf club.
yeah.
I
Thanks for joining.
fucking Atlas. I'm really enjoying his character though.
Yeah.
He-
Oh, the builder was pretty cool too.
Yeah, builder's awesome. It is the hammer.
the most important hammer.
Definitive hammer.
So he's walking
I should call it that then.
inside of a black hole forever.
Fucking-
He's like, yes. Okay, Satan. That's such a solid joke for me.
Yeah, the fucking Carolina. So what do you guys think? Sorry, just. Well, actually, no. I think it's a great name.
I tell you what. Fucking Carolina. Fucking what?
Oh God, yeah, dude, man. I thought Atlas was about to fix his brain damage.
I
I thought he was about to fix it all. Atlas could fix it all.
I don't know.
Could he?
Yeah.
He said it would be, but he said it would be risky.
He kind of explained how his powers were utilized in that point in time, didn't he?
He could
Yeah.
materialize
He was
aspirin.
materializing. He was basically capable of taking things from other places, almost.
Right.
Right.
said
I
it?
don't think that.
Oh, no, he
you
said he
have-
could materialize
I don't think he has the ability to fuck with anybody's like
Yeah, I don't think
personality.
he can actually do anything except for like open portals and bring stuff to him.
Right.
Like, because the fucking Cyclops episode and
Right.
and of course all the swords and
I think
likewise
the
with
the scaling is all just an illusion.
It is because it's all
It's like-
he's
Yeah, because they're small and their voice is a lot lighter.
He's basically projecting an image
Right.
of himself, which might also be what was occurring with like, well, I'd say the swords, but Griff walking in different places with it wouldn't make sense. So I don't know.
Well, it could be a persistent like.
Right.
Yeah.
A persistent illusion.
Yeah.
Doesn't cease just because he's no longer around.
Right.
Yeah. It'd be cool though. It'd be real cool. And it's
It's
all like,
like-
a firewall that he was trapped in. Is what he said. He was trapped behind a firewall, the black hole.
Yeah, I think so.
Kronos was, which is why they
Firewall.
were able to bypass it using portals or hacks into the black hole. But the black hole is white on the inside because light's trapped there. I'm kind of blowing my own mind with all this like stoner deep thought shit.
Right.
So,
I'm still thinking. I'm still thinking about the fragments.
Science?
Which
Nah.
this really opened it up
Pseudo.
for me in that aspect because it was just defying boldly science for so long.
Yep.
You know,
And then
them just sort of like creating a method for us to understand it now and
Yeah.
in a larger context. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
this next season
Gave me
though,
some
I
footing.
believe it'll be even doper.
I
Oh
hope
yeah,
so,
no,
yeah.
oh no, I believe
I
it
really
will as
hope
well.
so, and I have faith that it could be.
I think that's
I've been on it this whole time. I've loved this season.
you've been wrong for most of it.
You're the most back and forth person I've ever met. I love
Probably.
Super. I hate Super. I love Super. Fuck Super.
Okay, I think that's a good
Episode by episode.
a good
Or-
way to-
Or I hate it.
Okay.
to summarize my problems with this season. Like, all respect to the Greeks. RVB is a comedy
Respect,
sci-fi,
Right.
not a
Right.
space fantasy.
Right.
Right.
And it was masquerading as that
Yeah.
for so long, but then they just pulled it out from under us and they're like,
Yeah.
we're still telling the same kind of story. It
Right.
just had this face for so long to confuse you the same way the characters were.
Right.
Which, yeah.
It's like that. I literally clapped at the end of the episode.
For real.
I did.
You applauded your screen? That makes no sense. I love that.
Have you ever applauded your screen before?
I know.
Not at all.
Nobody can hear me. Nobody can see me. I don't give a fuck. I was just so like in shock and awe, and I was like, "That was so good. Thank you so much for this episode."
We should maybe like CC like everybody on Twitter and just
Good job. We're gonna go find the Pelosi's account because he's hidden in the goddamn depths of Twitter.
At everybody.
At all of Rooster Teeth. Thank you.
so. I haven't heard anything like. I guess for RVB standards, these episodes have been a little bit longer than usual.
That one in particular.
It was like 11 minutes.
Yeah, but I mean,
Longer than-
RVB standards is about 5 to 8. Yeah, overall average, I'd say probably like 5 to 8, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm
Shorter in the early ones. You
Yeah.
have a little bit longer, like 9 through 10 through 12. But like overall, yeah, pretty short.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to throw a lot into this.
Yeah.
They're trying to push it.
They're making a new world, man.
Well,
Just don't.
it's unless something's changed. This one's supposed to be a shorter season as far as episode count.
Yeah,
That might be why it's longer.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if I'd call this one longer, but I guess it is by RVB standards.
yeah, just watching it.
Yeah.
Once they got to the hammer room, I was like, this episode is still going.
So I'm just wondering, like, how many more episodes we have to.
For
Yeah,
They haven't said how many officially there will be.
I don't think so. No.
They said it was less than every other season, so it's
Yeah.
probably going to be what 16.
Probably. I think the lowest one
Oh,
was
God. 19.
19.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'd say it'd be like 16, 17. And
Unless one of Blood Gulch Chronicles was shorter, but I don't think so.
I don't either.
what number was this episode? I'm not even keeping track
13.
anymore. Okay.
Jesus.
I'd say 3 to 4 more episodes
I would say so too.
because that lets us catch up and then have a cliffhanger.
Yep, yeah, it's got to end on a cliffhanger. They've given so much stuff. They're gonna finish this next part strong.
And then that next season's going to be intense.
Yep.
Man.
And of course,
So, yeah.
yeah, you know what this is. All right, you wanna drop this one?
Yeah, sure. First off, I'd like to preface this by saying if you have a problem with Genlock, don't take it out on Rooster Teeth, and don't ever fucking mention, oh, I guess that's what happened to fucking Ruby Volume 6's budget. Because, like, fuck off, dude. Like, they have money. I mean, they have a decent amount of money, and it's not all getting sourced to their employees. They're paying their employees well, and they're doing all this good shit. Like, hiring the voice actor of Spike Spiegel, whose name is Yamada Hoshiro, was that?
Is that Koichi Yamadera?
Yes, Koichi Yamadera.
Yeah.
And then Dakota Fanning. All are voicing characters in Genlock. which
That's cool.
excites the shit out of me.
Dakota Fanning.
Dakota Fanning.
Dakota Fanning.
And then you also have Michael B. Jordan already cast, which
Dope.
is going to be fantastic.
Got
Plus,
fucking Chad up in there.
Chad, yeah, Chad's in there
Let's-
too, and you have all the voice actresses from Ruby available.
Oh yeah.
God, it is this. I mean, it is lining up.
And Michael.
And
I really hope
Bernie
Mike-
Burns.
Yeah, and Joel and
let me see here.
Joel running a robot.
If I can find this, Peter Hayes.
Oh,
Peter Hayes shared pictures in depth about the story. You might be able to pull it up faster than I would. Anyway, from what we understand, it takes place in
The future.
a lot too far into the future, but a futuristic New York City.
Yeah.
And it is basically space police Gundam style. You have this force. Like I said, I need to figure out more about it. But
People really had a problem with Dakota Fanning?
I think they're just
people
like.
didn't have a problem with Dakota Fanning. They had a problem with them assuming that Rooster Teeth was paying these actors and actresses big budget money. Oh, and,
Right. Also, it's voice acting.
they also
It's
had
not
They had
the same
Elijah Wood
animal,
in
right?
season 9 and 10.
yes, and I mean,
Like,
for fuck's sake,
Just season 10. He wasn't season 9.
was was he not? Okay.
they're paying.
Either way.
The
Right.
voice
Huge,
act-
though.
and the voice
Fucking
actress,
Frodo.
the voice actress from Bulma, played Bulma, is also going to be
Yeah.
in
Cool.
the show as
Cool.
well. And so you have like 4 solid named actors and actresses in the show. Plus, I mean, we all agree that Rooster Teeth is what, like, would you say C-list, D-list at this point? I mean, they're technically Y-list
Right.
people, but it's just they are so up there on the standards of like internet.
Yeah.
Well, they just work well as a company,
They do.
and they make good profits, and they like.
They do great shit, man.
Yeah.
And then they have, of course, they have Spike Face coming too. I mean, people want to work with Rooster Teeth, so it's not like they're necessarily paying Dakota. Like Michael B. Jordan was ecstatic. Like that's who they dreamed would play the character. They asked him, and he was like, "Fuck yes, I love anime." And it was like, sold. I'm totally in.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Now, as you pointed out, voice acting is a completely different animal from acting. And let's not forget, they've already gotten Sabat in.
Yeah.
Like, and they've gotten fucking Vic. I fucking always fuck up his last name, but
Oh,
Crow.
Broly. Yeah, Broly.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude's a fucking legend,
Right.
and he's in the fucking like main cast of Ruby.
Right.
Wait, the same guy that does Edward?
Broly's.
Well, I mean, in Ruby, Crow, the guy that does Crow's voice is the same guy that does Edward Ulrich.
Well, that's
Yeah,
Broly.
yeah.
Is that still Broly? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if we were talking about the
That's-
same guy.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's all the same.
Yeah, they do that so
Like
well, and
it's not just Genlock getting these like big names; they're getting like more like big actors.
Yeah.
But as far as like
Dakota Fanning was
voice actors, like
Dakota Fanning was. I want to say Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
I mean, she's voice actress for.
No, she was in War of the
Right.
Worlds.
She's voice actress for like big anime movies, you know.
yeah,
So it's not unusual to have her be an anime actress.
Right. You just got to think about the workload that you're asking these people to do is a lot different than
Than
getting somebody to a set and then asking them to
Yeah.
like their face and like get all that
It's-
shit together. It's
and
much less.
It's a lot easier to work out like
Yeah.
hourly contracts. Like it's easier to go into a session if someone's a professional. Like
They don't have to come to Rooster Teeth to do it. They can just
Right.
do
right,
the recordings.
like there's in the Volume 1 DVD commentary, they tell the story of them doing Jen Taylor doing what eventually would become Salem, but at that point was just the narrator, and they had her for an hour, and
the dark-haired, brown-haired chick woman. The brown-haired woman.
I think so.
And they had her like reading this like line.
It was just like she only had to do the introductory narration of season 1, and they had her booked for an hour, and she nailed it in one take.
Right.
And then it's just like, okay, well,
We got some
do
more
it.
shit you can read.
Can you do it faster, slower, sadder? Like just trying,
Right. Trying to figure out a reason to have hired her for an hour.
right, like it's a lot easier to get someone for voice acting. Not that none of these aren't like major scores and everything, but it's not the same thing as casting Michael B. Jordan in Day 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
But
That'd be a nuts call, yeah.
It is.
That'd be a lot more money.
I mean, fuck. What Jesse Boyd from Day 5, the main character? What's it, main character? But he.
All right, the meth addict?
Yeah, he had only been in. He'd been in some small stuff.
He was in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, so his biggest role was playing one of the wolves in The Walking Dead, and it's like him getting that was like one of the. And then he starred in that what's that serial killer show with the FBI?
I remember looking this up forever
The
ago.
FBI, it's a newer Netflix show with the FBI figuring out what a serial killer is, and they learn to have a squad to deal with a detective squad to handle dealing with it. Anyway, he was in that show. He's Jesse Boyd is one I think he's a great fucking actor.
It's pretty alright.
Oh, yeah.
He did that character hella well. But no, Rooster Teeth is so good at hiring people, and their budget isn't affected. You know what I mean? Like, then somebody made a comment like, at this rate, Ruby Volume 6 is literally going to be stick figures. And it's
What?
like,
It is updated so much.
No, but it's like Instagram.
Do you remember season 1?
Instagram community versus Twitter community versus RT community
Versus
actual
Reddit.
community. Yeah, versus Reddit.
Yeah.
It's like Instagram is the people in there were just fucking assholes.
Tumblr.
You know what I mean?
Can't forget Tumblr.
How? What,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
Instagram
understand
is
how
like
you can
the
see
most
like.
shallow garbage of society. Like,
Tumblr.
I feel like they're doing.
that
They're
too,
just
yeah.
saying it on purpose to make you mad.
I mean, almost. You know, what I
Like
mean?
this is stupid.
well,
But
it is
oh,
trolling in a way, but I mean, like,
But that's exciting news. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, oh, you've hired these voice actors to play in this
Right.
new show that we're so excited about. Thank you, our community, for sticking around and watching.
That's
this
because of you guys. We can hire these
yeah,
people.
because
Right.
you were able to do this, and they're like, "Psh, I didn't want that. I want Ruby Volume 6. Finish what you started first. Like, fuck off.
Right.
We can do all of it. They're doing this.
Right.
You're not dropping anything. You're
Right.
following suit. It's good. I watch it.
Yeah.
Fucking be enthralled in
It's
the
just-
world that they create.
this consumer culture now is like,
Give me now.
yeah, let me-
Like it's
Now
it's
I need
just-
to binge.
I need to binge watch all of it.
it's just
Go.
weird line to straddle for artists between being grateful for like these like massive fan bases and communities and everything that make what you do possible, but also kind of
Oh, fucking
fuck you. It's not your story.
Yeah, there's
Right,
something
yeah.
ungrateful about something that.
Like if you don't like something,
Right.
use your fucking wallet and your ability as a consumer and stop participating in it.
Right.
Like
You can literally watch anything else.
right.
If you hire somebody to build you a house,
you're gonna complain because they're not building it fast enough.
Right. Well, I mean, that makes sense. But what I'm saying is that like, you're paying them for their expertise. And like we're paying with our attention and our like viewership to these people
You're paying with
for them, like because we trust them to do a good job.
Well,
and
some of us literally out of pocket.
Right, and if we don't like what they're doing, we can just stop fucking watching.
Yeah.
Like
No,
you
I won't. I have a,
Right.
I have Rooster Teeth app on my phone, on my tablet, and on my Xbox, and I'm always watching.
right. And what are you gonna do? Not watch something because the actors are too good?
Yeah.
Like what?
How dare you? I didn't want this.
Like,
I hate Dakota Fanning.
I love Dakota Fanning.
I almost,
War of the Worlds.
Who doesn't, man?
I almost get scared to like try to engage in whether it be Rooster Teeth or Star Wars is probably another big one.
Oh yeah.
And engage in the fan base. I didn't hear a word you said.
I didn't either.
I just said Star Wars fans are cancer.
Yeah, definitely cancer. But
Where?
can you please stop? Like every time I get my thoughts gathered, you make some fucking stupid noise.
Is that a noise?
He said Edward.
Jacob. But
Edward?
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm done now.
anyway, like it's hard to like know like if the conversation's even have any kind of merit because like everything's just gone so far off the deep end with just discourse and fan bases in general.
Right.
But like especially when it comes to like Ruby or something, like it's the same fucking complaints every season. I can't wait for Volume 6 to get here and everyone to blame Genlock for any time
Anything's not.
Right.
yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
could have spent the money to take more time and.
Ruby's wrist turned all weird in
Yeah.
episode 2.
you notice-
Definitely somebody wasn't shading that right because they were working on Genlock.
They didn't put the proper shading on the Crescent Rose because they were spending too much time on it. It's like you got a whole different squad to do whole different shit. There's no place of blame on any particular thing. Unless Bernie at one point just says, "Fuck it, I'm burning down Rooster Teeth," you got nothing to blame.
Yeah. Comment boxes. I don't know why they exist.
Yeah.
Honestly, the RT websites, live streaming chats are the place to go for the RT community.
Yeah.
Like anywhere else,
100%.
you're gonna find garbage. Especially achievement hunters. Like
Oh, yeah.
achievement hunters community.
Dude.
Being RT community, I expected so much more. But it's just like every fucking fanboy that plays a goddamn video game
Right.
thinks he's king shit.
Yeah.
Man.
I love to play video games. I love to play online with people.
Don't
Gamers are shit.
Yeah.
They just are encouraged to act like assholes for some reason. Because, like, you're
They're-
intentionally dissociating
It's that
from your...
anonymous. It's that.
Yeah, that level of anonymity.
Anonymous.
Yeah,
Anonymity.
Autonomy.
Anonymity.
Yeah, that's that level of I can say I can say the N word 15 times, piss
Right.
off somebody.
I can try to sell you God.
What?
And also there's like an internal
Go with
culture of
Christ.
it because like that's how they emote now.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
people are saying these offensive things, not and not having the same context of it to the rest of society, and then wondering why they're ostracized, and that just reaffirms them being this kind of dissociated, shitty person because they're being ostracized for shit that they're doing wrong.
Psychology of postmodernist internet fucking troll boys on the post show. Coming sometime next week. Eventually. Got a lot of shit to fucking catch up on. And yeah, fuck it. That concludes the first word.
Yeah, that.
Purple rain, purple rain.
All I wanna see you snorting pure cocaine, pure cocaine, pure cocaine. I love that song. That was a fucking great song.
Okay, well this episode is getting demonetized.
a big line of that fat cocaine. Yeah. Fat cocaine.
Yeah, you know how cocaine makes you fat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I get some fat-free cocaine?
Fat cocaine.
Yeah, do you have that in decaf?
They're called devil's food cake cookies.
Can I get some gluten-free cocaine, please? Is this naturally sourced locally?
Cocaine.
Locally.
Devil's food cocaine. That's my favorite kind of bacon powder. Ah!
Sorry, your time. That's my favorite kind.
Favorite kind of bacon, pow!
Cat. I'm squishy. I'm squishy. I'm squishy.
And I guess let's talk about Super Dragon Ball Heroes.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Right.
It was something else. It was
Why is alternate universe Goku
a time controller.
a time cop
Xeno
who
Goku.
has no
Yeah.
personality?
Xeno Goku.
Okay.
Time Patroller. And it's because it's Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Super
it's-
Saiyan 4 is all serious.
Yeah, he's all serious all the
it's the
time.
Goku
Goku
from the
GT,
from the Xenoverse games.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why he's got that dope ass outfit. Man, his
Right.
outfit is so cool.
His outfit is really cool.
And Heroes and Dragon Ball Online and all those like time patrol
Right.
things. Like so it's a different universe Goku, but
Right.
It's still same Goku.
it's still same Goku but different.
Same, but different.
Same.
But
I like his transformation in Super Saiyan 4.
yeah.
That was neat.
That's
It
a
was
word.
kinda-
What?
The Super Saiyan 4 transformation, when he did that and went gold and then was
Yeah.
Super
Right.
Yeah.
Saiyan 4, that was cool.
Yeah.
It was interesting to say the least.
I like but hated the fight. I liked it that
I liked
Super
that it
Saiyan.
was happening.
I like that Zeno Goku was yelling at Fu, and Goku and Vegeta were both like, "Oh shit, he's coming for us," because they didn't know Fu was behind him, and they're like, "All right, we'll attack
Well, They
you."
knew Fu was behind them.
Did they?
Fu took them there.
No.
But the thing was that they thought, I guess it's according to the Dragon Ball Hero storyline, Fu has been a friend of Mai and
Of Trunks, yeah.
And so he was supposed to be like a
Yeah.
good guy. But I mean, the minute he was on
Right.
screen, I was,
He was just like smiling
Yeah,
all
dude.
evilly
The
under the tree, like even like,
the fucking
Nah,
Right.
Those
They're
are
just straight
villain.
up- they're straight up just like,
That's what
he is my
happens.
Trunks
Yeah.
is my friend.
Right.
Yeah.
if you can't see somebody's eyes because of the
It's-
glare in their glasses,
Yes.
they are an evil motherfucker.
Yeah.
I will hold that belief till the day I die.
I hold that belief in real life. Like
I wear glasses.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, just not
In
like
the
this.
sun. And when I do that, I'm evil. You can't see my eyes. There's nothing that can be done about
This
it.
is educated. This is like
That's educated
no,
evil.
This is
Yeah.
this is evil slash like studious. Like you're about to get it,
Right.
And like this is like nerdy in anime world.
Yeah.
Like in the minute it is that, it's like, I don't never push my.
if
glasses
they
up.
correct their glasses on the side, they're nerds. If they
Yeah.
push them
Right.
up, they're evil.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Exactly.
you about to get fucked.
come on, people.
Hey,
Read a
we-
book.
Yeah, right.
Help me find my friend
Right.
Trunks.
Also, the only thing he does to establish that he is somehow their friend is just to say,
I'm their friend.
I'm your friend. Like,
I know them.
right.
Yeah, me too.
He just walks up on him in like the
Yeah.
fucking middle of nowhere.
What they look like they were like fucking
On the Kai planet is
Okay.
what it looked
Yeah.
like.
So
It didn't look like Beerus's world. It looked like
Right.
fucking Kai home.
Yeah.
Also, Fu has
Why is
no
Mai there?
fucking personality going on other than that he's just like,
I'm evil.
hey, I'm an evil guy.
Yeah. Oh no shit.
Which, I mean,
I mean, that might go somewhere. We don't
Trunks
know
is
why.
locked in the space force.
right, but he already gave the reveal for what like his ne'er-do-well
Oh yeah, no,
plan
he
was.
straight up told him. He's just like, you need these Dragon Balls if you
You're
want to
all
get out of
gonna-
here.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, what shit was that? You're all gonna have to go capture 7 Dragon Balls.
I like.
Well,
There you go,
he's,
take that
he's
one.
just he's a manipulator type
take that
character.
one.
He's just like,
Yeah.
I want to see how this plays out. I made this laboratory out of this planet.
Pixel said it should have been the fourth.
It should have been the 4-star
It
Dragon
should have been.
thank you.
Ball, right?
Yeah.
I gave Goku a Dragon Ball. It
Right.
should be the 4-star Dragon Ball.
I mean, but
Yeah.
I don't think Fu knows anything about that.
Well,
I mean, he's traveling through time. How
Still,
could he
I
know
mean,
that?
come on,
Fucking
just like
writers do.
He's a time traveler.
So,
Right.
like, what his motives are, that's a hint to
Man,
you,
dude.
not to
This is all fucking fan base. You're gonna
At
fucking
the end,
or
at the
fucking
end,
Yeah, it's absolutely.
at the end of it, whenever he's standing in front of all those like TV screens,
service.
did anybody look at all the faces that were on the TV screens?
Nope.
Bojack's in that motherfucker.
that's cool.
I don't care about
I love me some Bojack.
I don't care about Bojack.
okay.
Bojack
don't
was
care about
fun.
you.
So obviously,
I didn't mean that.
Shouldn't have.
all of the Fu fucking bullshit is just it's garbage. It's just garbage plot point to unnecessarily pad out what we all came for, which was Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus
Super Saiyan Blue.
yeah.
Maybe we'll still
Right.
get it.
Which was kind of boring.
Ultra Instinct versus Super Saiyan 4.
Thank you.
don't think
Like
that.
as I feel like the only thing like that could be more of a bigger like fan service fight than that would be Blue Vegito versus Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Like that to me would be like
Well, that's the
prime
thing.
like fan base like
Right.
cream themselves. After that,
Right.
Goku Prime Super versus Goku Prime GT. Like
Yeah.
which one is actually stronger? And yeah, I was kind of like disappointed in like the fight.
There's supposed to be. Oh wait, never mind. I think that might have been fan fiction. My eye itches. I think it was just a fan fiction comic, but it was like Super Saiyan. It might have been no, it was a Heroes comic. It's like in this world, like Boo like lives with them or something. That Super Boo lives with like, and Super Boo and Vegito like live together.
Well,
They're,
hang
like,
on.
they're all in the same universe. It's weird, and like. It was like Vegito versus Broly's. Super Saiyan 3 Vegito versus Broly. It's the first time Super Saiyan 3's Vegito's existed.
Right.
And he's fighting Broly, and Broly's getting ever powerful, and they're like, fucking, well, that was fun, whatever, and blast him at Super Saiyan 3 into space. And then, like, they're all like, oh, good job, Goku. Like, Goku's talking to Vegito, because Vegito's his own character now. He's like, stayed together forever or some shit. And, like, they're like, oh, great job, you did it. And he's like, hey, follow my energy, and like teleports to where Boo is, because Boo like tried to like sneak out of the party to go like absorb Broly, because that would be ridiculous. And so like he gets there, and then Vegeto's standing there. He's like, "You're not about to take him." And like Boo's like, "Oh yeah," and like makes a little thing to go off, and Vegito blast it. And then like he's like, "We'll try to get all these," and like scatters all these little pieces of itself. It was nuts, dude. I don't really know what's going on.
What's happening?
But that's supposed to be a Heroes
Right.
comic. I believe.
Boo was sneaking off from the party
It was like
to go absorb Broly, because that would be ridiculous.
I know. It was the craziest thing I've ever read. But it was like a Heroes comic, I guess.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
I love it.
It was a lot of fan service nonsense thrown into a pile.
Just imagining Boo leaving a party to go absorb somebody.
Yeah.
It was like, I'll be right back, guys. Gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah, and then teleports out.
When Time Cop, Goku, and
Patroller.
He's a time cop.
He's a time patroller. That's what
Anyway.
their names are.
They're not cops.
anyway,
They're not cops.
He patrols the time.
Anyway.
Supreme Kai of Time would tell
when Jean-Claude Van Damme in the Time Cop versus
Which one, Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Time Cop. Have you not seen?
I know,
Time
I've
Cop?
seen Time Cop.
All right. Anyway.
Jean-Claude Van Damme and Time Cop.
All right. When
I thought you
Time
said
Cop is
and Time
fighting OG Gokes, there's a point where they both hammer each other with a Kamehameha wave, and then right.
Because, yeah.
And then Fu is like, "Wow, that was brilliant of them to shoot a Kamehameha wave together to see if they could destroy the barrier."
No, Super Saiyan Blue had no idea.
Yeah, no,
Right,
Super
that-
Saiyan Blue didn't know.
That and there is no reason for him to assume that's
Yeah.
why that happened. Like,
I was like, huh. Wonder why that happened. That's what it, like,
Right.
notion, like, oh.
they
Goku
both use their
just
most iconic fighting move at each other. I can't believe that happened.
Right, yeah, it's like,
right.
I gotta be-
How genius of them
Go
to do the
Super
thing that they
Saiyan.
always do.
Super Saiyan 4 shot a Kamehameha wave. Super Saiyan Blue reacted. That was it.
Right.
There was no reason to be like, yeah,
Right.
they were trying to break that glass barrier that Super Saiyan 4 knew because he's more intelligent Goku.
He's just been there longer.
I
he
mean,
knew that it
not
was up
Well,
there. He just got there.
No, he had been there already.
Nah, he just showed up there and assumed that there was a
Zeno Goku?
Yeah, he just showed up to that location. That like.
Oh, saying he's been in the
time.
prison the whole time, so he's had that roof, so he's already had time to like think about
Right.
it.
Yeah. I mean, he might very well have been doing that, but
Okay,
I don't
so
think
he
Fu
was
has
doing
any
the
like
same
like.
Yeah,
It was just weird to see like Fu like.
I mean,
to full
If it was a
power.
less obvious thing for them to have done, then I would have felt better about that line. And it's really just me being like, come on,
Yeah.
like,
Come on, writers. Yeah, it's all. I mean,
It shows some kind of effort.
right.
I mean, how long has Fu been watching Zeno Goku while he's been in the prison?
That's not the issue,
I mean,
though. I get him being like,
He sees him
that's-
doing it all the time, trying to figure out a way to escape. I'm trying to put it together. I know.
this food.
Right.
I want the story to be.
And the story is not going to
This
be.
story's gonna be
No,
complete
it's so
dog
inconsistent.
trash.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
that's what Heroes is just fan servicey garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a hand job. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, it's a dry hand job. You're getting something.
yeah,
It's not what you want.
And here's the problem.
you might get off
Yeah, maybe.
if you're persistent enough.
You like it dry and loose.
If the Dragon Ball fan base responds to Heroes and is like, oh, like, yeah, we'll watch this. This is good enough.
Right.
That's what we're going to get.
Right.
Is bottom of the barrel shit. Like,
Yeah.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Shit.
like
I'm okay with it. Kind
if they can get away with like putting in no effort, they're not going to put in any effort. Like,
Fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch it, and then you're gonna bitch that like
It's not what you wanted.
that Super doesn't come back, and they just keep making more heroes or keep making more like just simple like fan servicey, like total cash in kind of tie-in things.
Let's take all of our Dragon Ball Super Riders. Let's put them all over here in Dragon Ball Heroes. And then we'll take all the Dragon Ball Hero Riders and we'll just put them in the trash.
That's where the budget for Heroes went.
To the garbage.
It's gonna. I mean, it's
Beat me.
No,
It-
it was just.
even if you put good writers and good story in it, just the mechanics of what it is, it's going to be.
They're playing it fast and loose. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Why does Goku have a Capsule logo on his gi?
Because Obama made him.
I knew that. Yeah, but still.
It's still cool as fuck though to me. Capsule Corp logo Goku? You don't like that?
I like it being like a Japanese symbol better than I like it being.
I think it takes if Heroes takes place.
It looks
this
like-
will take place after the events of the Dragon Ball Super arc,
Yeah.
the last arc, the Tournament of Power. So he probably needed a new gi, and Bulma probably made him a new gi.
She probably made him and Vegeta just mass produce them a bunch because they
because they
fuck them up all the time.
Key.
It's. What are you looking at? Excuse me. Dragon Ball, that's probably the case because it's only whenever he gets into like literal fights that he wears that he's supposed to wear his master's gi.
Mhm.
You know, which
Yeah.
even now, I mean, it was like Goku's last master was King Kai, but at the same time, it was like he also trained underneath. Like,
Well, the one that he wore when he fought Frieza,
was King Kai.
His last master was
was that the last one that had a kanji on it?
Whis.
In Z.
Yes.
Okay, then
Last
that one
King
was
Kai / Turtle Armor.
no. It was the last one he had was himself. Last one was Sun,
Right.
and I think
No, it was like his name tag was Sun.
I think it was either King Kai or Turtle on the
I
back.
think he wore a turtle during.
I think we have that's actually on one
during
of the
Boo arc because Gohan wore
the Boo arc. I don't think had a kanji at all on it. I think it was just a plain orange gi.
You're right. You're so right. Oh my god.
I wish I had my own kanji. I want to get to that point in life.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, but
I mean, isn't it just your name?
Do it.
right. But I'd have to earn it, you know,
How do you earn it?
by being a badass in martial arts, defending the world.
Hey, you're still young. You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Computer.
Give up all material.
How do I earn a kanji?
I'm not sure.
Nah.
Yeah, you wouldn't be.
You and me both, computer.
Yeah.
She goes and learns.
Yeah.
Next time we see her, she's got like she
She's got a
has
black
one
belt.
on. She has on a kanji. Just like, are you still wanting to know how to?
Wow.
What? Amazon Echo? Sorry, Amazon Alexa.
Oh, Rexa.
There's no L in Japanese. They
Yes,
use
that's
for
true.
pronunciations.
But
Yes, I am aware.
they still are capable of having English accents.
I'm gonna be racist.
I know. I'm just saying. Hey, no.
Yeah,
It's
Jackie
fine.
Chan does an awesome job.
Jackie Chan's Chinese.
Yeah.
Kanji's Japanese.
Oh,
Dirty knees. Look at
can they
these.
both still not? Can Jackie Chan pronounce his L's?
Yeah.
Can he?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ever seen Rush Hour?
Death.
You're being very insensitive to my favorite person in the world.
He's. Rush Hour is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Jackie Chan.
You love Chris Tucker.
I love Jackie Chan. Did anyone see the meme for The Fifth Element? Little the anime for Fifth
Yeah, so
Element.
that's pretty neat. Jackie Chan's gonna be an IP man for Ip Man 4. Yep, he's fighting Ip Man. It's gonna be dope.
It's Imman, by the way.
Well, whatever. Ip Man Chan. I am being racist. Never mind. Anyway.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
love it,
just
man.
downloaded State of Decay 2. So whenever I get home, I'm gonna play the fuck out of it. It's a cool zombie game. Like The Walking Dead meets Left 4 Dead.
You should record that and give it to everybody on Midnight
Me
Sesh.
and Colin are gonna capture it, and we can capture our own things, and we can send files across the country. So
Sweet. Hell yeah.
Nate.
A Way Out, part 1 and
Has part 2 gone up already?
It'll be up
no
Friday.
part 2 will go on Friday.
We should do Tuesday and Friday, right? Because you do Fandom
Um,
Tuesday.
Well, not this Tuesday because there's a lot to subtitle, but next Tuesday, got a
Post show, right?
no, it would be Alexa.
Oh, is that gonna be its own thing?
Yeah, Conversation with Alexa is going to be its own thing.
Okay.
So that'll be first episode of that'll be coming out, whatever it'll end up being called, next Tuesday.
Asking Alex.
No,
Asking Alex.
I know exactly what you're getting at, and no, gross.
Get out of here.
And what else? Oh yeah, of course, Does It Science coming on Thursday. That'll be tomorrow for you, and that's the penultimate episode for this season. So watch that and get ready for the finale. And
Replace you next season.
Cool.
apparently that's going down. Someone replace me. And be sure to tune in to the post show coming out sometime soon. Those are a little bit more sporadic, but they happen eventually. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. I love you.
Go in peace.